What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of The Creep Show. I'm your host today, Amy Sciaretto, and to my left is David Draymond, singer of Disturbed. Welcome. Thanks for...
Thank you for having me.
Oh, we're very happy to have you here today, and in the flesh, so to speak. So, I know it's been a busy day for you. You've been running around since 8 a.m., and thank you for taking
for
time.
a good cause. Thanks to you guys for sticking it out for me. I appreciate that.
We are hopefully feeling that you are saving the best for last.
Absolutely.
So Disturbed has a lot going on right now that I want to talk to you about. Obviously, the Uproar tour, Asylum is coming out. We're pretty much, you're probably in full promotional mode for your new album here.
And then some.
Yeah. So, where's your head at right now? When is Asylum? What is the exact release date for Asylum?
August 31st.
August 31st. So you're almost a little over a month out. How's everything going so far? How you feeling about the album, about getting ready to tour?
Feeling great. Really feeling great. This record is, in our opinion, a defining moment for us. I think that it really shows a great amount of maturation and growth within the band. The songs have a heightened level of complexity, and there's a strength of songwriting on this record that is nearly unmatched by our previous records. Our first single went to #1 at Active Rock in 4 weeks' time. That's our fastest climbing single.
Right, and I would expect that at this point, though, because you're such a staple of the format, Really?
I don't expect anything.
Right. Well, that's very humble of you, right? But I would expect it just on the outside, seeing that Disturbed is such an accepted band at the format, and your songs, manage to, be radio friendly without sacrificing some of the heft that you would expect. So
cannot sacrifice heft. No.
Right. No, you need it. You got to have the girth. You know what I mean? What's left if you don't have that?
True that.
So 4 weeks to #1. Wow.
4 weeks to #1. It's still holding. We released Asylum, the title track, online, and that's being met with a lot of enthusiasm and a lot of excitement. It's been a really great setup period for this record. People have been taking a real shine to it, and we're really, really proud of the reactions we've gotten thus far. We hope that the fans will end up being as enthusiastic as we are about it.
Well, they've been with you guys for 10 years. I'd spoken to you previously about how, it's been 10 years since The Sickness, and, that was when Disturbed kind of just, blew up, did Ozfest. There was a lot of singles. You guys toured. I think I had seen Disturbed at every single New York venue, from the Bowery Ballroom to CBGB's to the Roseland, and it was just constant, the way that the band was built. And I remember when you used to first come out, it kind of reminded me a little bit of like Suicidal Tendencies, when you would come out with like a straitjacket, which was the very, the very beginning of seeing the band, and you guys kind of just blew up and had such great success. 10 years later, where's your head at in terms of Disturbed's career? It's like you're on your, 10 years since your debut. You guys have had continued success, which a lot of bands, they hit that plateau and then they don't keep going. You guys don't seem like you've hit that. You guys keep having these measures of success. I mean, where's your head at with that kind of, that kind of reaction from fans?
I definitely feel that there is still so much left to do. It's a big world, and we just started to make significant headway overseas over the 10,000 Fists and Indestructible record cycles, because we had been kind of hitting our head against the wall.
Really? So Europe wasn't as embracing of the band?
It might have been. We suffered from a minor speed bump, which actually ended up being a pretty major speed bump. Giant Records, the label that we were signed to originally, was sold to Warner Brothers after our second single off of The Sickness, Voices, was released. And so Down with the Sickness had not yet been released as a single at that point. And BMG, which was the partner label overseas that was carrying us, when they realized that Giant Records was being sold to Warner Direct, figured, oh, well, we're not having the band next record.
Right,
so we're just going to stop working
them. Right, let's stop
out
promoting
here.
it.
No more money. And so we never benefited from the momentum that Down with the Sickness as a single had here in the United States globally. Globally, it was an underground rock club hit, but never really saw the kind of fanfare that it got over here. And we had been really playing catch up ever since, because any band, whether it was Slipknot or any other number of bands that you can point an example to, had their foundations throughout the globe
Right.
with their first record.
Sure.
We had our foundations only really in the United States.
Yes.
And had to build what we built over numerous tours, time and time again, just really trying to prove ourselves through our live show. And so it had to be built very naturally and organically. We didn't have the press on our side, certainly not on that side of the pond.
Oh yeah, and the press over there is, that you live and die by that. Radio, hard rock music is not driven by radio; it's totally driven by the press over there.
Completely.
And if you're not, I think they're probably gonna I think a band, like Slipknot or even a band like Cradle of Filth, probably quicker than they're gonna gravitate towards Disturbed. It's totally different. Metal over there is not a white trash form of music. It's very much like it's like the genre of choice. And
in many ways, and in many places, and I love that.
Right. Yeah, me too.
Thank God for it.
So you were saying, so you're just starting to achieve like a measure of success there, and here you're still building on it. And what do you think about Asylum? What is new or different for you guys? Have you done anything, or are you?
We definitely have branched out to doing some instrumental stuff on the record. The intro track on the record, which is meant to be played with Asylum, the title track in its entirety, is called Remnants. And we ID'd it separately because we thought potentially that Asylum might end up getting picked up by radio, whether we intend to have them do it or not. And it's a 7.5 minute long song if played in its entirety with the intro. And the intro really lays this really wonderful groundwork and texture for when the brutality of the song really kicks in. And
builds you up to break you down. That's how I like to describe that. Yeah.
Very much so. And there's that aspect of the record. The single "Another Way to Die" also has a very laid back, very harmonic musical introduction to the song. Danny's guitar playing, as far as his soloing, has grown and he's much more prolific and unafraid to show it, which is great, because we've been coaxing him out of his cage for years to really unleash what he's able to do. And he's just very, very masterful at creating these songs within songs, and it's these great moments that are as memorable as the chorus hook.
I love that you said coaxed him out of his cage. That's
it's
a very
true.
vivid image.
He was very reluctant because for a very long time, solos were considered passé.
Oh yeah.
None of the rock bands were doing them when we emerged as a band. When the whole new metal thing began, which I never understood our association to it entirely.
I don't think that there really is anything direct there at all, other than
we definitely,
the time period.
Exactly,
I think.
Exactly. We definitely benefited from the momentum of it, and
a lot of bands
thank God
did,
for it. But it was considered, like I said, passé for a long time, and then on the 10,000 Fists record, he really started emerging, and we really started seeing him soloing significantly. Came full circle on the Indestructible record, and now on this one, it's in almost every song, and I love it.
So he's shredding and soloing and ripping it up, huh?
Killing it. Mikey has taken his drumming ability to a whole new level. The polyrhythmic nature of his play, locked in with John, whose abilities as a bass player over the course of the 10,000 Fists cycle and the Indestructible record, have really set us free rhythmically in a lot of ways, really enabled our rhythm section to be so much tighter than it was before, and enabled us to have moments of bass, almost soloing, which we never dared to do before.